Lutfi Zadeh was a mathematician, computer scientist, electrical engineer, artificial intelligence researcher, and professor emeritus of computer science at the University of California, Berkeley. Zadə was best known for proposing fuzzy mathematics consisting of these fuzzy-related concepts: fuzzy sets, fuzzy logic, fuzzy algorithms, fuzzy semantics, fuzzy languages, fuzzy control, fuzzy systems, fuzzy probabilities, fuzzy events, and fuzzy information. Zadə was a founding member of the Eurasian Academy. Zadə was born in Baku, Azerbaijan, in February 4, 1921, as Lutfi Zadeh, to Rahim Zadeh, an Iranian-Azerbaijani journalist from Ardabil on assignment from Iran, and Fanya Korenman, a Russian Jewish pediatrician from Odessa and an Iranian citizen. The Soviet government at this time courted foreign correspondents, and the family lived well while in Baku. Zadə attended elementary school for 3 years there, which he said had a significant and long-lasting influence on my thinking and my way of looking at things. Later, they moved to Iran. Despite being more fluent in Russian than in Persian, Zadə sat for the national university exams and placed third in the entire country. As a student, he ranked first in his class in his first 2 years. In 1942, he graduated from the University of Tehran with a degree in electrical engineering, one of only 3 students in that field to graduate that year, due to the turmoil created by World War II, when the United States, Britain, and the Soviet Union invaded Iran. Over 30,000 American soldiers were based there, and Zadə worked with his father, who did business with them as a contractor for hardware and building materials. In 1943, Zadə decided to immigrate to the United States and traveled to Philadelphia by way of Cairo after months of delay waiting for the proper papers or for the right ship to appear. He arrived in mid-1944 and entered the Massachusetts Institute of Technology as a graduate student later that year. He received an MS degree in electrical engineering from Massachusetts Institute of Technology in 1946 and then applied to Columbia University as his parents had settled in New York City. Columbia admitted him as a doctoral student and offered him an instructorship as well. He received his PhD in electrical engineering from Columbia in 1949 and became an assistant professor the next year. Zadə taught for 10 years at Columbia, was promoted to full professor in 1957, and taught at the University of California, Berkeley from 1959 on. He published his seminal work on fuzzy sets in 1965, in which he detailed the mathematics of fuzzy set theory. In 1973, he proposed his theory of fuzzy logic. Zadə, his theory of fuzzy sets, proposed using a membership function with a range covering the interval O and 1 operating on the domain of all possible values. He proposed a new operations for the calculus of logic and showed that fuzzy logic was a generalization of classical and Boolean logic. He also proposed fuzzy numbers as a special case of fuzzy sets, as well as the corresponding rules for consistent mathematical operations, fuzzy arithmetic. Zadə was married to Faiz Zadeh and had 2 children, Stella Zadeh and Norman Zadə. Lutfi Zadeh died in his home in Berkeley, California on September 6, 2017 at the age of 96. He is buried in the First Alley of Honor in Baku, Azerbaijan, the city which he was born. His funeral was well attended by highly respected people, including the President of Azerbaijan, İlham Aliyev. He was, is, and will be in our honor, in the world, and in our hearts.